wanted to talk about my, one of my main hobbies in life. And as far as I had two main hobbies. One was dogs and dog showing, and then the other one was belly dance. And I got interested in dance when I was a kid. I actually had a friend that lived up the street. It's like, if I remember right, she lived up on Berendo a little ways. And it's like she took ballet lessons. I really like ballet. And it's like she actually would give me some lessons. She'd take lessons, and it's like my parents couldn't afford lessons, so they knew I was interested in dance and stuff. But she would give me some lessons and stuff. Then at some point, I realized it's like I wasn't really cut out for ballet. I don't have the right body or anything for ballet, and I kind of like let that go. I would actually I just remember it's like when I was in. Like junior high and high school, you actually were able to take, instead of like regular gym class where we were playing sports, it's like at some point you were sometimes given the choice where you could take like folk dance or something like that. I was terrible at sports. I was really bad at sports. I was not cut out for really any kind of sport. But I love dance, so it's like I would take the folk dancing, and then they had world dance classes and stuff, and I would take that. And that was it, that I liked that. And then at some point when I was about when I was like 21, I think it was like 1975. I think it was 1975, probably toward the end of the year. Friend and somebody, I was looking through the phone book back when you had the yellow pages and everything, and they somebody was teaching belly dance in Torrance, and so I went. I was like, I want to go, but I don't really want to go alone. I was kind of shy and stuff, so I took Vera with me, my friend Vera Sanchez from high school. I drug her with me. She only took the one class, I think, and that was it. That was enough for her. I really thought it was fascinating. There were some girls there that were in the intermediate class. Of course, I started with the beginning class, and I was really impressed with them and the dance moves they were doing and stuff. So that continued. It's like I continued to take lessons after that. And her name was Sheila Clark, and she went by the dance name Sheila. And I don't know what happened to her. She dropped out of dance, I think, completely some years ago. So this was around 1975 and 76. I was taking classes with her, and then what happened is, and somewhere I've got some photos and stuff. I don't have a lot of when I was dancing when I was young, but I do have some photos of it. And I wish I had these. It's like whenever you're trying to find photos of something, it's like and try and grab them. You don't have them, but it's like probably put it up as a thumbnail or something. Anyway, so she was teaching, and at some point I got, after a couple months or something, I graduated to the went on to the intermediate classes, and so I was an intermediate for a long time. And some people she would like, and then some people it's like moved up faster. It's like when she felt you were ready for advanced, she'd put you in advanced. It's like it seemed like it took a long time to get in advanced. I think I was in intermediate for like 9 months or something. But there were some people that were there in a month or two, and she'd bump them up into advanced, and I get jealous stuff. And I actually did practice. It's like some people, they take a class once a week, and then they just that's all they do. They don't really practice. I actually practice at least a couple times a week. Probably several times a week, and then at some point, about the time I was going to go into advanced, she decided to go big time. Her and her husband decided to join her. Her husband, I think, had a career with one of the big phone companies like Pacific Bell or something, and I think he quit his job, which was probably a big mistake. And they started a studio, dance studio in Hollywood. I don't know if it was. I want to say it was Hollywood Boulevard. It might have been Sunset, and it was called. She called it Het Ka. Het Ka. Het capital K-A. Het Ka. And that was, so I started driving up once or twice a week up to Hollywood to take classes and stuff. And I just, I absolutely loved taking the classes up there. It was fun. It was in Hollywood and everything. A couple times, I think, once in a while I would take, there would be like a special thing where there was like a workshop or something, by other teachers and stuff. And so one time when I went to it, it was like multiple teachers, I think. And one of the teachers was Sheila, not Sheila Clark, Marie Silva, you know. So, and you know, I was really impressed with her dancing. You know, it's like her whole personality and everything went into her dance. I really liked her a lot. So I loved that particular class. And at some point, Marie Silva ended up doing a tour, like she decided to do like a tour thing of like the you know, places in the United States with her troupe. She had a troupe. I was never good enough to be in her troupe, so, but so she started, you know, she did this tour thing, and then when she got back, some stuff I guess happened in the tour, and she it's like some stuff happened at the tour, and she decided to just you know, just stop dancing and stuff. You know, like close, you know, walk away from the studio and everything, and that was just, you know, that was a shame. That was a shame. I don't know what, you know, what was going on and stuff. Some of these women were like, they may have been trying to have an affair with her husband. God knows what. I don't know what happened, but I know that it's like there were some women. It's like at the same time, I had a friend in there. Her name was, I made friends with a woman named Jessica, and I'm surprised I remember her name, because some of these names I just don't remember, haven't thought about them in ages. And Jessica and I one time, a couple of times, went and we did, like, there was a nightclub in Torrance that had they would have like their version of the Gong Show. The Gong Show was popular then, and so we competed and stuff, and we came in. We didn't get first place, but we did get second place. You know, and it's like we did this whole. We worked out this routine together, and we did this routine, and you know, it's like we drug everybody that we knew with us. It's like I know my boyfriend Ken went, and I think Doug, his friend Doug Connor went, and then some other people went that she knew. And it's like, you know, it's like it's so it's like we got second. Anyway, we got second place, and then back to the studio. What happened was that Marie Silva, who I liked a lot, her dancing, she decided to take over that studio in Hollywood, and she started teaching there, and she changed the name to Habu, and changed the paint and everything, the design of the studio and stuff. So I started taking from her. I was kind of excited because I really liked her a lot. And but that's some of the stories. It's like I'm going to try and remember some of the other stories that, you know, it's like I had back then. It's like I know she had I think it was Marie Silva had when she had the studio, she had us do like a little dance routine. We invited people, and we had like a little show thing at the studio and stuff, and that was a lot of fun. And I do have pictures of stuff back then. It's like I just have to dig them out. I don't have an enormous amount, but I do have them, and it's like I just wanted to share my memories of the early days of belly dance and stuff. And there's, you know, a number of stories, and I'll try to remember some more and share with them later. If this thing works. It's not.